Okay, hey, my name's Todd. You bought the clock from me. I just wanted to introduce myself. I just make these clocks on the side here in my garage. And I just want to make a quick video because you have bought a clock from me that needs some assembling. So I made a little video, and there's also some paper instructions on what exactly you need to do to put it together. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me at tlovelace44@gmail.com, and I will promptly get a hold of you. So thank you again for your purchase, and it should only take 10 minutes or so to put the clock together. Thanks, bye. Okay, so when you open your box, you will have, there'll be a couple baggies in there. One baggie, and obviously I'll have all this paper wrap and stuff in there to protect all this stuff. This was the best size box I could find in order to ship all the different size clocks that I have, so there's a lot of room in there. But anyway, the one baggie will have the clock mechanism, screws and washers. Then there'll be the screws to actually put the 3 or 4 boards together, and the longer screws to put the cleat on. You'll have the connecting boards, you'll have the cleat and the spacer, and then the hands, and they'll all be wrapped individually, safe for shipping. So that's kind of what you'll expect when you open your box. Okay, when you get your clock out of the box, you're going to want to find a flat surface. I'm fortunate to have a big round table here for my workspace, so put it on there. You can see how it comes together when you just piece it together like this. But you're not going to do it this way. You're actually going to turn it around. So when it's all put together, you can't even notice that it was in half in the first place. Okay, so you've got your clock turned around on a flat surface, and now all you're going to do is just match up the 2 sides, and there's no real trick to it, since we're using old barn wood and scrap wood to make these. It's not gonna fit square, and it's meant not to. So when you turn it around, you'll barely even, if at all, be able to notice where that seam comes together. And the tighter you get these screwed together in this next portion, the better it'll look as well. But really, there's no wrong way on how you're going to do this next part. It's just fastening these 2 sides together. So okay, so now that you've got your clock laid out, and you've got this seam pretty well close together here, you'll see that it where it matches up. Now you'll take the boards. This one's labeled D, so basically you're just matching that up right on that arrow, and the cleat is for a little bit later when you attach the cleat, which will hang on your wall. And then I've just circled each pre-drilled hole for the screw. So again, here's your C. You just match that up with the C. The B board goes on this side. Match that up with the arrow. And the reason I did that is just because, again, I've got pre-drilled holes, so it makes it a little bit easier. And DA here. Now you'll notice sometimes it won't be real square because, again, I use old barnwood scraps, so it's not going to be square with some of the boards that you'll have on there. So you'll just have to, like for instance here, see that gap there, you'll have to eyeball where that hole is after lining it up, and then but there's real no rhyme or reason why you can't pick a new hole too. So after you've got those lined up, then I've given you some wood screws, and just take a a power drill, electric or battery operated drill, and screw those in. So as you can see, once you're done, you've got all 4 of those boards in. You've got the A, the B, the C, and the D. Now you're ready to turn it over, affix the clock mechanism, and hang it on your wall. Okay, now you're ready to put the mechanism on. In the baggie, in the box, you'll find the clock mechanism. At this point, I would put a AA battery in it. You'll need the little metal washer, the rubber washer, and the little screw. So this is probably the hardest part, but it's very simple. So just lean down. You might have somebody help you out with this too. All you do is poke the screw through the back. There's the notched out square in the back there that houses the clock mechanism. Use the little metal washer or the rubber washer, put that on the metal washer. Goes on like so, and then you're just going to take that screw and screw that on there. And I normally don't even use a tool. You don't even have to use a wrench or a pair of pliers, or you can just hand tighten it. You can feel on the back side that mechanism is not moving. If you feel comfortable giving it, a screw with a pair of pliers, that's fine too. But that's all you do with that, and you're ready to attach the hands. Okay, to get the hour hand on, after you've got the mechanism screwed on there tight, I usually like to, put your hand behind, hold the mechanism so it's on there tight, and then the hour hand will just slide on, and then usually just pinch your 2 fingers like this, hold the clock mechanism on the back side, and just push it on with your index finger and your thumb, and it should just go on that center section, and that's all you got to do. Okay, after you've got the hour hand on, you're ready for the minute hand. The minute hand, it's kind of a oblong shape, and you'll see the screw on there. You'll just kind of turn it until it fits on, and after that you just take the little screw on it and put it on there. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get it on there square, and you just screw that on there, and that's on. Okay, after you've got the hands on, sometimes you gotta tweak them just a little bit. They're pretty pliable. You can bend them up a little bit. Sometimes they'll get caught up on each other. So usually after a day of running, you'll know when it goes through a 24-hour cycle if it gets caught up on anything. But I always try to set the time using the dial on the back. The manufacturer says never to twist the hand because it'll strip the gears. But if you find that it's running into the minute hand is running into the hour hand, you can bend them a little bit, bend the tail, just whatever works to get it so they never touch. Since these never have a cover on it, like most clocks, you don't ever have to worry about it. But since this is an open face clock, if you dropped it, if it got bent sometime during shipping, which it shouldn't, but just know that you can manipulate it quite a bit. So, and if you ever have questions on that, you can always email me too. Okay, so to put on the French cleat, I've got a plate marking with 2 arrows. You just want to line that up. I usually start with the middle screw in here first, get it in there nice and tight, and that way without these 2 screws in here, you can actually hang it on your wall with just that middle one and square it up. So if you've got the other French cleat hanging on your wall, now you can hang it. So if it's not square, you know, tilt it just a little bit and then screw in this side and this side. On this bottom piece, there's really no rhyme or reason where you need to drill it in. I just usually pick a spot somewhere in the middle and drill it in. Okay, here's what the back side of your clock will look like after you put the French cleat on the clock side. And then that little piece down there I just put on just so when you hang the clock it's even on the wall, so it doesn't tip in towards the bottom. So, okay, when you're ready to hang your clock, the French cleat is already on your two studs up there. All you do is lift your clock, place it firmly on the French cleat, and you're good to go. Okay, to remove the clock, all you do is lift and take it down.